It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Next on Madden Football.
One of the great venues to watch a game in any sport and one of the best home crowds in any sport, Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. Brandon Gaudin joined as always by Charles Davis. Charles, the Bears trying to piece things back together after a tough 3-14 campaign. They've got one guy they can build around, though, and that's Justin Fields.
And he is quite the talent, and they're trying to build around him indeed because they've added pieces in free agency, added pieces in the NFL draft. They want to get away from him having to use his legs as much as he did in 2022. They want to be able to throw the ball and move the ball downfield that way as well.
And meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, one era ends, another begins. This is a team that finished 8-9 last year, missed out on the playoffs at the very end. What needs to happen for the green and gold to be playoff bound once more?
Everyone's focusing on how they're starting over on the offensive side of the ball. But to me, they have an accumulation of talent on defense that needs to play like a top 10, top 5 defense in the NFL.
It's a rivalry that dates back to 1921. The Packers and Bears are underway from Chicago. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here come the Bears to take over on offense behind their third-year quarterback, former Ohio State Buckeye Charles, Justin Fields.
We all knew Fields was an incredible athlete coming out of college, and last season, he unleashed it upon the NFL. Ran for over 1,100 yards and would have broken the quarterback single-season record if he had played the full season. He also threw 17 touchdown passes, and that's the next jump for him. More consistency as a passer.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Fields to Mooney for the Chicago first.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. We're scoreless after 1. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession. 2nd down and 3. As they've got it as we resume action. Out of the gun, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
Gary was proving his 2021 was no fluke. Had 6 sacks in 9 games before a torn ACL ended his 2022 early. Looks like he's back in full form with plays like that.
A shotgun snap, Fields. And And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And it appears they'll go for it here on 4th down. A big call on the game's opening drive. They snap it to Fields. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Not too much to show you in terms of scoring plays. In fact, there's nothing to show you. A scoreless tie here at the half. Both of these defenses have been outstanding thus far.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because, remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have one half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Just nowhere to go with the football. He was supposed to put that one into Lake Michigan. I think his receivers have to do a better job of working free because he didn't have anywhere to go at all on that play.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Love from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. Starting on the ground with Herbert. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. So these two teams will take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium as we're through 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 2nd and 6 coming up. Back to throw. Fields. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will get out of bounds here as well. What a play. Big yardage. They stop the clock, and they move it to the boundary of field goal range as well.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
All 3 timeouts still in their back pocket. Here's 1st and 10. All eyes on Fields. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. This is 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll come to the line now on a 3rd and 6. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball in the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And it is good! He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out of the end. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say, it's always fun to work on things if it didn't go well in your game with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.